So good afternoon, teacher. Today I'm going to interview you in order to know how you carry out the educational process in terms of teaching the English language. So we will start with the first question. At first, what is your name?
Okay, good morning. My name is Christian Mesa.
The second question is how many students are exposed to the instructional process? So this means the number of the students in your class.
All right, I am working at high school. Well, it's middle school, 8th graders, and we have two parallels. We have 32 students, 16 in 8th grade A and 16 in 8th grade B.
So in total, there are 32.
32, that's right.
What are the demographic characteristics of the students? This means the grade, age, and how many girls and boys are in each course.
Okay, let me check. We have about 13 girls in total in these two grades, and their age is about 13 years old.
12 and 13
And
years.
exactly, and they live in Quito, most of them, and some are living in El Valle, in Lucido's Valley.
Okay, and what about the racial and ethnic group?
All of them are, they are not indigenous, they are Quitanian, so they
Okay.
are mestizos. Mestizos are not in English, right?
Right, I don't think it needs a translation. Okay.
Yeah, they are not white, they are Latin people.
Okay, Latin people. What is the level of the students' basic skills? So language ability. Compared to a standardized achievement test.
All right, that is an important question. We try to increase our student level to standardize with the Common European Framework of Reference by Cambridge in order for them to take B1 in 10th grade. So right now, I think we have A1 plus, according to the book that we are using, Achievers, A1 plus. So that's their current level.
Okay, A1 plus. Then, what is the level of a student's knowledge and skills prior to being exposed to the learning and teaching process being evaluated? So this means this course on pre-tests of knowledge and skills related to objectives of curriculum being evaluated.
All right, I think they have the what is the previous level of A1? I think A1 because A1 plus is our current level. So A1 would be our student level right now.
A1. What are the instructional objectives? Are these objectives clearly stated and measurable? So these are the instructional goals and objectives.
All right. Okay, at a high school, we try to use the standardized uh, exams. That's why our students are being evaluated by the 5 skills: reading, listening, grammar, I mean use of English, and speaking and grammar. I mean grammar, reading, listening, and speaking, and use of language, which is the vocabulary in grammar. Yeah, and that's why we are trying to evaluate our students following this format in order to have the same international one.
Okay.
That was your question, right?
Yes, that was my question.
All right.
Yeah, then what is the total number of hours of instruction provided? So the numbers of hours.
All right. We have 14 teaching hours per week, 10 for English, for language, and 4 for science in English. So students are taking these subjects by CLIL, right? CLIL is content, and the language and integrated learning. So they learn English through science. So that's why I would say 14 in total, but only 10 for English itself as a general English.
Okay. What is the structure a student ratio? So the number of
What,
students
excuse
per,
me?
what is the structure a student ratio? So the number of
What is
students
what is
per class.
ratio? What is ratio?
I don't understand, but it says number of students per class.
Okay. Okay, I told you 16 in 8A and 16 in 8B.
I think this means to how many, what teachers are gonna teach to how many students per class.
How many students?
Yes.
None. All of them are attending classrooms. All of them are coming physically. So none of them are students with special needs, students who are receiving class at home.
Okay. Then what are the qualifications and experience of the teachers? Do teachers have necessary qualifications to meet the needs of the students? The background and experience of teachers.
Okay, we are a small high school. Okay, we don't have ninth graders. We don't have 10th graders. In middle school, we just have eighth graders. And I am the teacher who has the B2. Actually, I have C1, but this is not by the Common European Framework of Reference. I have C1 by ETEP in the United States.
Okay.
But let's say I have the B2 by Cambridge. And other teachers, the teacher in sixth grade, she also got the B2, the B2. And the other teachers don't have the B2 level. So according to their qualifications, I think they would have to improve their English in order to have the level that we need to
So
teach in class.
basically, not all teachers have the proficiency in English.
Yeah, exactly. Only two teachers have the B2 level, the proficiency. I mean, proficiency is the C1, right?
Oh, that's so
So
cool.
yeah, two teachers have B2. All of them, the rest of them have a B1 plus, B1.
B1.
But I know that they are preparing for the exam, so they are trying to improve, to raise their level. Mhm.
Okay. Then, what kind of staff development and training are provided to teachers? Are development and training appropriate and sufficient?
All right, according to training, I would say that we haven't received any training this school year because of the pandemic. It was kind of difficult, and during the afternoons, we didn't have or receive any training. I know that some teachers were invited to attend some training, but I don't know if they went there. What I know for sure is that in let me check, Richmond, Santillana was given an self-training, auto-studying. So they gave us the format of the exam and they gave us a booklet online in order for our teachers prepare themselves for taking the exam. So it was a 1 month training. And after that, the teachers had to take the test, take the exam in order to see their level. That was for B2 and one for C1, but I don't know the results. So this is I told you before that we didn't receive any training because we didn't go to any specific location, but we had like a training because it was a self-training for auto studio. The teachers had to prepare themselves with their resources.
Okay, I understand.
All right.
Then the next question is, did the curriculum as thought follow the original plan? So is curriculum appropriate? Here here I need the description of instruction.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, I will repeat. Give me a sec. So, did the curriculum as thought follow the original plan? Is curriculum appropriate? The description of instruction.
Okay, we follow the curriculum by the Ministry of Education, but we try to go beyond that. That's why we give more hours of English. You know, in public sector is only 4, I think, 4 hours.
Yes.
And that's why we are estamos cumpliendo, we are fulfilling the national curriculum, but as a private high school, we are going beyond that. We are trying to give topics for helping our students to be well prepared compared to other private high schools.
Okay. Then, what instructional methods and materials are used? Are the methods appropriate? So here I need you to tell me the description of instruction according to methods and materials.
Okay, the methodology we're using is the inverted classroom. Okay, so that's why in high school we tell our students to prepare at home what they are going to receive the next day. So that is the flipped classroom. Okay, in Spanish it's clase invertida, in English it's flipped classroom. So that's why the students have to prepare themselves at home previously in order to understand better the topics when they are exposed to the content. And also, what else? That was your question, right? That
Yes,
was the
and
answer.
about the materials,
Ah,
you
the
tell me the
materials.
methods.
Okay, the materials. We're using 1 hour of the laboratory a week in order to practice listening and reading in an easy way using the platform on Richmond. Okay, and also we don't have a projector in every classroom, but we have one projector in the laboratory. So that's it. And I use some YouTube channels in order to reinforce the class, so students can watch these YouTube videos at home in order to reinforce the class. So these are the materials. I also use my own YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel and also different platforms. For example, ClassKick for virtual classes. I don't know if you know this platform, but it's very good because we can monitor, we can track the students' progress online at that time.
Can you repeat the name of the platform, please?
Class
Or
Kick.
write it at the chat, please.
All right, sure.
Also, the name of your channel in YouTube, please.
Class Kick is very nice because you can copy the exercises from the digital workbook and then put it in this platform, and you insert the answers with the points so that the students know their progress. And I can see all of their progress live. Live significa en tiempo real, en vivo. And my YouTube channel is
So this platform is kind of similar to Kahoot?
no, because Kahoot is you create the questions and you put the options. The student just answer in the questions. For example, 15 questions, and then at the end they have the results. But I don't know who is correct and who is wrong. In ClassKick, I can see all of them progress and their grades on real time. Do you want me to show you? Do you want me to share this file that I used today with my
If you
students?
can, of course, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, can you give me the permission to share?
Yes, let me. Okay, then can you share now?
Yes. Okay, this is class kick. I have this activity, so I create this slide in order to welcome my students. Welcome to this awesome practice. Let's practice some quantifiers, a lot, any. The next slide is like this. And here I write the answer, and on the bottom here, I write the point. And as you can see, I can assign here, and I can view my students' progress. So let me check. These are my students' grades, for example, or marks. For example, this student has everything correct. That's why they have green. And this is my YouTube channel. Aprende conmigo. I have these two grammar videos about simple past, and this is in Spanish. Because, many students are learning the process, learning the language from scratch, from the beginning. So in the future, I would like to make videos about science, for example, only in English. So these are the materials, these are the resources that I use digitally online.
That's so cool because, in my opinion, no, you are using the TICs, so you are using technological means. So that is great because students can feel more motivated in their learning. They
Definitely.
are like we are living now in technological time. So that's great. You adapt your teaching with these means.
Yes, we all have to do that. That's for sure.
Of course. Then the 13th question is, to what extent were instructional objectives met? So the teacher's ratings.
Okay, as in any high school, we have good students, bad students, and students who are in between. And we try to meet the needs or fulfill our objectives that we plan. And I couldn't complete the book. I didn't cover the unit 9, the last one, and because of the authorities' decision, because we were preparing students for some contest, for some uh, end of year activities like projects, like open houses, science fair, and we had a spelling bee contest. So that's why I didn't have enough time to finish the unit 9. And but the other units were completed, and the objective was fulfilled. The objective that I specified on the weekly planning and the unit plan. Mhm.
Okay. Then the last question is, to what extent did the students increase their knowledge and skills? So purpose test related to instructional objectives.
Okay, and because of the pandemic, because students came back to physical classes from not from since February, it was kind of difficult to to teach them in a correct way because you never compare the virtual classes with the physical classes. The students sometimes didn't have a good connection, good signal, internet signal, and some students usually disconnected. Some students have had some technical problems. They didn't have a good microphone, so that influences in the learning process, right? Because they didn't understand because they didn't listen well. Not all of them, maybe, I don't know, 5%, 9% of 100% of all the students. When they came back, it was totally different. And we try to level up the students' level. in order to cover, in order to teach the topics that previously were taught. So I try to practice the contents that the students learned before in unit one, unit one, two, three, and four. And then we continue with unit five. I did it because the students need to refresh this prior knowledge, this previous information that they had. Because, one thing connects to another. Simple present connect with present continuous. And then simple past with past continuous. So that's why I did it.
Okay, teacher. So that were all the questions. And I'm so grateful with you because of your participation and your predisposition in this interview.
All
I
right.
will stop recording.
Okay, my pleasure.
Thank you.